Chicken katsu is a meal that may seem difficult to make, but it's actually very easy, and I'll show you how to do it in just 3 simple steps. Today we're making chicken katsu. I'll show you how to properly bread and fry your chicken, and if you stick around to the end, I'll show you a secret formula that takes this meal to a whole other level. But first, who am I? My name is Xander Mason, and I love to cook. It's something I've been doing for years now, and I want to inspire you to try out my recipes. Now with those pleasantries out of the way, let's get to cooking. Now for step 1, you'll have to season and bread your chicken breast, but first, you gotta beat your meat. Lay some plastic wrap over your cutting board and then over your chicken breast, and with a meat mallet or pan, just beat it. I hope you weren't thinking about something else, because this is not the video for you then. This chicken breast is pretty thick, so you're gonna wanna evenly beat it until everything is roughly the same size, about 1 inch or less in thickness. And if you're wondering why I don't just buy cutlets or just cut the chicken in half, well, the simple answer is I'm a growing boy and I don't wanna have half a portion of chicken. I want a full portion. Now, once you're done beating your meat, and Xander, for the love of God, what on earth is that face you're putting on right now? You're gonna sprinkle some salt and black pepper on both sides of your cutlets. Now, ideally, you'll want this to sit for 20 minutes or overnight and then use paper towels to dab off any moisture, but no one's got time for that, so let's just get to breading. In a container, you're gonna pour in some cornstarch. You can also just use all-purpose flour, but I just think cornstarch is better. Plus, my girlfriend's allergic to gluten, so she can only have cornstarch. Either way, in a second container, you'll crack in 3 eggs, giving a slight squeeze of olive oil and whisking that sucker together. In our third and final container, you guessed it, our panko breadcrumbs are going in there. Now, this is just regular panko I found at the grocery store. You could actually find much better stuff on Amazon, but I just grabbed whatever's easiest for me at the time, which is this. I'm also gonna sprinkle in a little bit of salt into each of our containers. This is a good tip to get even seasoning across every little crunchy bite of your cutlet. Now we got a 3-part breading station. Throw your chicken cutlets into your cornstarch, making sure to fully cover it. You want 0 bits of exposed chicken. Then you're gonna dust off any excess, and then you're gonna drop it into your egg mixture, making sure it's also fully covered. You wanna really make sure the egg covers every little bit of cornstarch. Once done, you're gonna drip off the excess, and then you're gonna lay it down onto your panko, covering it fully on both sides. Now, don't feel like you need to be in a rush when you do this. Take your time and make sure you're covering every little piece of wet egg with your panko. It also helps to really press down onto the panko, making sure it sticks to the eggs. Now, once you're done, your cutlet should look something like this, fully covered inch to inch in our panko. Once everything is breaded, I'll slide our cutlets back. Whoa, 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 come back here, little fella. You're not getting away from me. Now, once you're done, you should have 4 beautifully pankoed cutlets, and in my case, one of those cutlets will be gluten-free to please that girlfriend I mentioned earlier, because she would not be happy with me knowing I made her something that she couldn't eat. Now, you can store these in your freezer and fry them whenever you want. Don't feel like you need to fry all of them right away. I'm just gonna fry 1 for the purpose of this video and save the rest for later. Also, if you're liking this video, I would greatly appreciate if you guys could like and subscribe. It makes a huge impact on my channel, and it's just nice to get some positive feedback. We just hit 100 subscribers, so thank you so much, guys, for all the support. I appreciate everyone who likes, comments, and even watches this video. You guys all rock. But now it's time for step 2, which is to fry our cutlets. I'll grab a pot that has a decent amount of depth to it, and I'll fill that sucker up with canola oil until we get about 1 inch. When frying, never fill your pots up more than halfway, because you know, you might start a fire and then the fire department's gonna show up and they won't be happy. But we're gonna set our burner to high, and once your oil reaches 350 degrees, you're gonna gently place one of your cutlets, dropping it in away from you. I'm gonna be frying it for 1 to 1.5 minutes on this side, and then with some tongs, I'll flip it and fry for an additional minute on the other side. Which, by the way, look how phenomenal it looks with just the first 1.5 minutes of frying. That is insane. Now, these cutlets do cook very quickly because of how thin they are. After 2 to 2.5 minutes, you should have a beautifully golden brown chicken cutlet. I'm gonna place it on a wire rack and double check the internal temp. And as you can see, we're well above the minimum for cooked chicken, which is 160 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll finish this sucker off with a little bit of salt, and then I'll let it rest for 8 to 10 minutes. But since I know you're curious, here's an early crispiness check. Now, while that cools, we're gonna jump on over to step 3. And if you're wondering, What's step 3, Xander? We already finished cooking it. Well, step 3 is when we make an amazing tonkatsu sauce for our cutlets. In a high-sided container, you'll pour in 30 grams of Worcestershire sauce. Probably didn't pronounce that right. 10 grams of soy sauce, 5 grams of toasted sesame oil, 50 grams of oyster sauce, 30 grams of maple syrup, 16 grams of mirin, 20 grams of rice vinegar, 25 grams of Dijon mustard, 15 grams of shallots, roughly chopped because they're getting blended pretty soon, 3 grams of crushed garlic, 10 grams of grated ginger, and 125 grams of ketchup. An ingredient that I admittingly never use. Ever. Throw your immersion blender in there, blending it, making sure everything is broken down and well combined, and now you have an amazing tonkatsu sauce, which is honestly an absolute must component for this dish. Now you can buy over-the-counter tonkatsu sauce, and this one does take a lot of ingredients to make, but it'd be really cool if you made it. Plus, it'll impress all your friends. And it tastes better, so come on. Now it's time to assemble this chicken katsu. With a knife, I'll slice delicious little slices about a little less than an inch. And look at that sucker. Does that not look amazing? On a plate, I'll throw down some cabbage for decor, followed by our extra crispy chicken katsu. I'll grab our homemade tonkatsu sauce, drizzling it right down the middle, giving it a few optional sprinkles of sesame seeds to improve that visual appeal, along with some optional green onions, and you're done. You have a beautiful chicken katsu with an amazing tonkatsu sauce that is sure to impress anyone and everyone. Now there's only one thing left to do, and that is try this sucker. Oh my lord! We have an amazing looking chicken katsu with what's the sauce I made? I already forgot what the sauce is. Hold on. With a tonkatsu sauce, duh! I won't lie, this was very hard to shoot B-roll and take photos of it because it smells absolutely insane. I'm just gonna go no sauce for this first bite. Oh my god. That is incredible. Let's try the sauce. You have got to be kidding me. This tastes phenomenal. The breading is perfect, very crunchy. Hold on, let's get a little sound check. I'll bring this one nice and close to the mic. I hope that picked up and it wasn't weird. The breading is perfect. It adhered to the chicken very well. It's not loose. The breading is firm on the chicken. Like, I'm trying to give it some pressure, not really coming off. It'll flake off, which is okay. It's not peeling off. It's adhered to the chicken very, very well. So good. And the sauce, this tonkatsu sauce, just adds an extra kick of flavor. Oh my God, I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven. This is a must make. It's a very simple recipe, must make. Highly recommend you guys give this a shot. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you want to see last week's video where we made a $4 salmon bowl, the link is right here. Thank you again for all the love and have a wonderful rest of your day.